Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Ōkami walkthrough. We're back in Kamiki Village, just to do some last little bits of pickup of just a few little extra things that we haven't collected so far. So, we are going to visit Sakuya, because she's got another goodie for us, at least I believe she does. And this will probably be the penultimate time that we will ever visit her, because there is only one guardian sapling remaining in the world. So she's pretty powerful right now. And we get some lovely Kutani pottery, because why the hell not? And somehow Camellia and Camille are here, despite the fact that they are meant to be in Seian City. I don't really know, but we'll roll with it. Now, before we actually properly head north, we are going to just do a little bit of last minute sweeping up. So there is a chest up here that we need to get, that we were not able to get until we had Holy Eagle. And I think this may actually be the first time that we've been back to Kamiki Village since having Holy Eagle, so it's been a long time since we've been here. I don't think there's necessarily a whole lot else to do in Kamiki Village, but it's still lovely to return here when everything's all nice and peaceful. It's a slight pain to, do all this jumping. Now, if you wanted to get that chest that was on the lower ledge, now you could do rather than going through the torment of trying to get it earlier. But, oh well. We had a stray bead early, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Now, the main side quest that we are going to deal with is based in Seian City. And it is going to get us a new brush technique. And then after that has been dealt with, we are going to head all the way to the north. And it's going to be beautiful. Now, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I am just trying to think, right, where am I going, what do I need? Because I think that chest was mentioned in my guide for collecting now, but obviously I had already collected it. Which isn't particularly helpful, really, is it? Because I collected it dead early, but oh well, these things tend to happen. Anyway, with a bit of a warp, we are going to attempt to head to Seian City and fail miserably. Because, I wanted to mist warp, but it's impossible, because there's no Great Origin Mirror in Seian City. You can only get there by the Mermaid Springs. Yay. But I think before we leave, we should visit Mr. Orange one last time, see how he's getting on. Because I'm sure he's going to have something wonderful to say to us. I think part of the reason why I came up here was because I just thought, oh, there's a mermaid spring up here. No, there's not. There really isn't. But yes, if you return to Mr. Orange, he will do the Gura Shuffle once again. Although it's not really... Is it the Gura Shuffle? Or is that Mr. Flower's dance? Oh, I don't know. It's a lovely bit of dancing, so it's great. And that was a lovely little shortcut to come back down, because really desperately needed to take it, considering I've been essentially faffing around for about 5 minutes. Don't worry, we are actually going to be making progress today, so I hope you can forgive the slight balked opening that we've had here. But I have to say, we are really quickly wrapping everything up in Ōkami. Bar the stuff that's in the final area, there is very, very little to actually do. Like, we have the End of Sleepy side quest in Agata Forest. We have the side quest which we are about to do now. We have the Demon Gate Trials, which are the biggest challenge in the game. And that's about your lot. I mean, we've got to finish off the Nameless Man's side quest. But other than that, I'm pretty sure that that is everything that's left, bar everything in the final area. Anywho, so you may have recognised or noticed this tower before, but before we had Catwalk, we couldn't actually do anything about it, and we actually couldn't complete the side quest here until after we had, well, we got Thunderstrike. So you can only really do this after beating Oni Island, and more specifically, you need to have finished Ida's side quest, because you need the gimmick gear to be able to get anywhere here. And here we meet Gen, or Jen. I'm really not quite sure how, well, what to call him, because it... So his Japanese name is Genai, or Genai. Now, in my head, I desperately want to call him Genai, because that is what he was called in Digimon. Because he is based on the famous Japanese pharmacologist from the Edo period, Hiraga Genai, or Hiraga Genai. I just don't know how to pronounce it, which is really depressing. But the important thing to note, the reason why he's based on that particular character, is because Hiraga Genai, or Genai, invented the Elekita, or an electrostatic generator. So his entire thing here is electricity and all of that. He also invented the Kandan-kei, the thermometer, the Kakanpu, asbestos cloth, not quite good, but still. And he also wrote a satirical essay called On Farting, which is quite funny. But the reason why I actually really like this reference is because, as I was mentioning, Genai turns up in Digimon Adventure, which just makes me so happy, because it's all the nostalgia. But for completing this side quest, we get Thunderbolt, which is a way of using the thunder attacks in battle, and it's really, really useful. It's just slightly finicky to pull off. Now, whilst this is happening, I'll just quickly go into the art book thing about Gen, or Jen. So they really wanted to make Jen a female scientist, but ended up going with an old boy look with the dragging sleeves, like Hakase, the scientist character from Oba-Q. Initial designs have him looking quite intelligent, but then I think they sort of decided to go with this slightly kooky design. I am rather fond of this. I mean, I think it's because he reminds me of Gurgi from the Black Cauldron. It's probably not an ideal thing to refer to, because I know not a lot of people are a fan of the Black Cauldron. Specifically Gurgi as well, but I'm quite a fan, so I don't really care. Now, the thing with Thunderbolt is that it's really difficult to get the game to recognise it, and also to get the kind of positioning correct, because it falls like where I believe the point at the bottom of the Thunderbolt is. And also it saps so much ink. So in the end it's not necessarily the best brush technique in the world, and I most certainly would not recommend you using it religiously, because, I mean, it just doesn't work out in the end. And I am simply just not going to be using it all that much, if at all, really. You want to use it here because you get a stray bead out of it, but when it comes to actual battle, it's much too finicky to be of any use. At least in my eyes, anyway. But that was all that I wanted to do, and now I believe it's time to head north, finally. Obviously I've been kind of pushing it off a little bit and so on, but I don't care. Now I can't remember quite why I was looking at the clock. I think it was because there was some fun, important fact about the clock that I wanted to bring up, but completely forgotten, so we will live, I think. Also, I'm really glad that we got this move. Just to be able to warp through the Mermaid Springs without using mermaid coins, because, I mean, now we can just do anything at any time, and it's a beautiful feeling rather than being limited by having to buy things to transport everywhere. I probably would have preferred it had the game had a slightly neater way of doing things, so if they had merged the mist warp and the fountain things together, that would have helped, I think. Because as it is, it's slightly finicky and bitty and bobby. But, as you can see, we've completely filled up our ink pots. We are very near to completing our health bar, at least as far as praise will take it. To complete the rest of it, you need to get all the sun fragments. So there's a bit of a balance there, and we will be completing all of that, don't you worry at all. And yeah, then after that it's just a case of sorting out the astral pouch and the wallet. And I would recommend upgrading your wallet soon if you haven't already dealt with it, because you're going to be coming up to two of those kind of haven areas, which will provide you with more powerful versions of two brush techniques, and you are going to need a lot of yen to deal with that. And I seriously mean a lot of yen. So you are going to need that final wallet upgrade if you want to be getting anywhere. Now, through this corridor, we're going to end up in the land to the north. And here we are in Kamui. Now, this entire area is based specifically on the Ainu. Because I mean, Kamui, although it has been known to be spelt Kamuy rather than with the I on the end, but it's all to do with the Ainu, who are indigenous people of Japan. and also Russia, actually. They are from Hokkaido, and formerly northeastern Honshu, and the Russian areas of Sakhalin and the Kuril Islands. We're going to go in further with the Ainu when we actually potentially meet these people. But first we have to deal with the, I think it's the Namahakage, which are our final imp variants. The Namahage, that's it. And they're not quite the final ones, but they essentially work as our final ones. So these guys also all but drew themselves once I heard the name, lol. Really like the face of the black Namahage from the scroll. It is seriously scary. I think that is how truly scary faces look. Now, let us just have a little thing about the Namahage, if I can locate it. So, the Namahage is a traditional Japanese folklore demon-like being. So, men wearing hefty ogre masks and traditional straw capes, Mino, and they tend to appear during a New Year's ritual of the Oga Peninsula area of Akita Prefecture in northern Honshu. So it's quite fitting that they appear in this area. And, ooh, I wonder who this mysterious person is. And so we must head out and face this mysterious foe. And we don't quite have his name yet, but we are certainly going to fight him. Now, this fella works pretty much the same as Waka and Evil Rao did. He will jump about a bit, he will attack you with his sword, he will try and fire knives at you. He is weakest once he has just used these attacks. And it's pretty much just going to be a case of taking him down. There is a slight difference with him in the fact that he can freeze you, but thankfully we have fire about to actually deal with that issue. So you can melt yourself should you accidentally get frozen. But on the whole, he isn't too tough. But that said, he has a little bit more to him than just being a clone of Waka and Evil Rao. As you will see once you take down his first health bar. I mean, that's kind of already sort of spoiled what's going to happen, but... Yes, he can transform into a wolf. And now he acts similarly to the Canine Warriors. If needs be, you can pause him with the Fire Burst and Firestorm and all that sort of goodness. But just keep out of his way and wait until he gets to the end of that combo before going in for the kill. It's your safest bet for causing a reasonable amount of damage reasonably quickly. If you want to make this fight go quicker, use a sake. It'll do you wonders, and I think I may actually be going to do that. It's either that, or I think the fight may end before you actually get rid of the entirety of his health bar, so it's alright. I have to say, there is going to be a lot to talk about in Kamui, so look forward to all of that, because like we've got all the stuff to do with the Ainu tribe, we've got all the stuff to do with this fella here, there's a hell of a lot more I can actually talk about in terms of the Namahage, and there is all sorts here, so should be pretty damn fun. And I believe we're finally going to find out this fella's name. And it is Ōkami of the Oina tribe. Quite obviously based on the Ainu, or the Ainu people. But they went with Oina for some bizarre reason. Also, I absolutely love this theme. It's actually amazing. And it seems we're going to find out more about Issun whilst we're here. Because apparently he ran away, but now he's had to come back. And now we find out what's happened to this place. The twin demons, Lechku and Nechku, have taken over Ezofuji and plunged this place into an eternal winter. And basically, things are dead serious. If we don't sort this thing out soon, everyone is going to die. Can you tell we've reached the final kind of stretch of the game yet? And that went a hell of a lot better than I was expecting, I have to say. Now you can have a bit more of a chat with Ōkami if you'd like, but our primary focus now is to explore Kamui. Although I have to say we should probably, you know, try and find the Guardian Sapling and heal this place as best as possible. Otherwise, I think we're going to be eternally screwed. But yes, it's a frozen wasteland here, and what's really cool, you've probably spotted it, is that when Army runs, little snowflakes appear instead of a trail of flowers and so on, and I'm just like, ah, this is so cool. And oh look, it's Yoichi! And I think he's going to be quite useful to us. Now, you see the lightning, you see the bow. Make use of both. And there is our Guardian Sapling. And with that, Yoichi's quest is just beginning. Though we aren't exactly ever going to see him again. And now I think, let's heal this place.